People are just stupid. Like it or not, don't care. It's a reality. I spent a good majority of the day arguing with people that A, do not understand how a grand jury actually works and what they actually do. B, having to explain to people the truth behind Breonna Taylor, where she worked, what the warrant was about, etc. Having to argue with somebody about whether or not I agreed with the grand jury's verdict of innocence in the OJ trial. So, anyway, I'm not going to do the Windows thing and stuff today. This is just, I'm going to try to make this one quick and get out. But so, obviously, there's a bunch of shit that happened with Breonna Taylor case. The grand jury didn't indict anybody on charges of murder. The only charges that were handed down was the one cop who shot through the walls and stuff, so he's going to be tried for that. And, of course, dumbasses in Louisville riot and shoot cops. Okay. Just to make sure, I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence here. Grand juries do not judge innocence or guilt. Juries produce a true bill or no true bill. What that basically means is in a grand jury proceeding, when a grand jury is convened, first and foremost, private citizens, those that are registered to vote in the county with which they reside, are brought in just like regular jury summons. You're selected, you go through a process, tag you're it for a grand jury. I sat on one for 12 months where I just moved from. So, grand juries are convened. When you have enough people that are convened, you have what's called a quorum. The quorum of grand juries then look over the evidence being presented by the prosecution only. This is not a trial. This is not where the prosecution gives their case, defense gives their case. The defense is not even present. Not the defense, not the person who's actually accused of a crime, nor his or her attorney. This is strictly the prosecution presenting evidence to a grand jury. The grand jury has to decide whether there is enough probable cause that a person did in fact commit the crime with which they are accused. They hand what's called a true bill if there's enough probable cause, and then the person proceeds to trial. If the grand jury decides there's not enough probable cause to prove or to show that a person committed a crime with which they are accused, they hand a no true bill. No indictment is processed. There is no trial. That is not a statement of guilt nor innocence in either case. It's simply based upon the evidence. In 99% of grand jury proceedings, the only person or people that are there are the prosecution, the district attorneys, or whomever. Occasionally, an actual witness is called. The prosecution, there's no defense, do not ask the witness any questions. They are usually called in to clarify testimony they have already given, as in a sworn statement. That's it. That's how grand juries work. So in the case of Breonna Taylor, there were officers charged with certain charges. The private citizens, the citizens of that county who make up the grand jury, decided there was not enough probable cause with the evidence presented to proceed with the jury to show whether or not those people charged with the crime, those being the police officers, actually committed the crime. That's it. That's how the process works. But people cannot not understand it. According to one gentleman, there was the government conspiracy that did this. Not that the citizens of the county who make up the grand jury looked over the evidence and judged there was not enough probable cause to prosecute. They handled what's called a no true bill. I spent most of the day explaining that to people. So, also, Breonna Taylor, at the time of her death, was not was not working for the city of Louisville as an EMT. She was working at a hospital as an ER technician. In fact, she quit being a EMT 4 years ago. As a matter of fact, she resigned from that position after being an EMT for 6 months. She was not a first responder. She was not an EMT at the time of her death. Period. Also, there was a warrant issued for the police to go and execute a warrant or search on those premises. The reason why the warrant was issued is because her ex-boyfriend used her address as a mailing address, etc. Ex-boyfriend was a known drug dealer with a criminal record. The police got a warrant to search the premises. They were not there to arrest. There wasn't an arrest warrant. It was a search warrant. Okay? They were there to search the premise for illegal drugs, money, etc. They were issued a no-knock warrant and was signed by a judge, which makes it perfectly legal. I disagree with no-knock warrants, but that's the law as it stands today. So when they arrived, they knocked and announced. I think it was 12 witnesses, I may be off by that number, who gave sworn testimony that they heard the police knock and announce that police search warrant. Now boyfriend, shot through the fucking door after the police knocked and announced. The police returned fire before knocking down the door. Then the police knocked down the door. Breonna Taylor was not killed in her bedroom in her sleep. She was not found asleep looking like a little angel. She was in the fucking hallway. Not saying she deserved to die by any stretch. But what's being promulgated in the press is an absolute fucking lie. It's an unfortunate set of circumstances for Breonna Taylor, but it was started and caused by her boyfriend shooting through the fucking door. What he said is a lie. He lied. Cops didn't lie. They have witnesses, 12 independent witnesses who live in the area who wrote sworn testimony, sworn statements. I do hereby swear, solemnly swear under punishment of crime that this is the truth, that I heard the police knock and announce. So you're going to tell me in today's day and age that 12 people, or whatever that number happened to be, excuse me, I don't have the numbers in front of me, gave sworn testimony that they heard the police knock and announce. I got a bridge to sell you if you believe it's true that, they lied. Just let me know, if you want some beachfront property in Arizona or something. Yeah, got to drink my my Mountain Dew. So that's what I spent my day doing. The situation is obviously horrible. Somebody lost their life. But the situation is also horrible because when the boyfriend shot through the door, he shot a police officer in the leg who required surgery. You don't hear about that bullshit in the news, do you? Oh, he shot in self-defense. He didn't know who was coming through the door. Police warrant. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that is either. I would shoot too. I'm just saying. So then the dumbasses in Louisville riot, burn shit down, and shoot 2 police officers over gaslighting by the media. If you can't see by this point in time that the media is absolutely in bed with the left, the far left, not just Democrats, but the far left, you're fucking willfully blind and willfully ignorant, i.e. stupid. I'm sorry if that offends you. Don't really care. I'm not really sorry, actually. But, if the shoe fits, strap that motherfucker on and walk with pride. If you're going to be willfully stupid and willfully ignorant, don't post shit. Don't talk about shit you don't fucking know about. Or when you do talk about it and then you are duly corrected with actual facts and truths, be a goddamn adult and say, my bad, I was wrong. I was misinformed. All good. We'll go have a beer. Or Mountain Dew. But if you're going to steadily defend and then deflect and then introduce strawman arguments and then lie, I ain't got fucking time for you because you are a fucking moron. If that shoe fits, strap that bitch on and walk the fucking runway with it. I'm at my wit's end with stupidity. I cannot believe in today's day and age, with the amount of fucking information that's available at your fingertips within microseconds, that people don't know the grand jury fucking process. They don't even know when a grand jury is convened. They don't know why a grand jury is convened. How? I have a public education. I was educated in a public high school. I have some college. I have a lot of technical training because of my profession and what I used to do. I know what a grand jury is. I know how they're made up. This was before serving on a grand jury. I'm just saying, it was part of my civics class in fucking school. But, got to have your dogma, right? Oh, yeah. Guy claims to be a Christian on top of everything. And meanwhile, he threatens, you're going to get yours. That's about it. Have a good evening.